Hey there, everybody. Yeah, we're still going to be here with the rainy days, and now with a little, maybe touch of winter back the next evening and day or so. Hey, it's still April, middle of April. We can get snow yet, but not that much, so who's complaining? I thought that this would be a good day just to kind of take a look back on two areas that are coming up in our lectionary for this Sunday. One is Jesus resurrected, Jesus coming back in his body to see the disciples, and also the letters from 1 John that are talking about whether they're moving toward talking about false teachers in their midst, and what are some of those false teachings that the people are falling victim to. Well, they kind of fit together. See, when Jesus appeared to his disciples, he just didn't kind of float in the air like a ghost type of thing. No, he was in their midst in his own body. That's why he was saying, look at my hands, look at my feet. And you may recall that I also talked about the fact that back in the day, a lot of the people believed that ghosts didn't touch the ground. They always floated off the ground. And when Jesus said, look at my feet, part of what he's getting at is, hey, look, I'm standing on the ground. And then he ate a piece of fish, ate it. A ghost doesn't need food. The ghost doesn't really have a physical body anymore. It's just a spiritual body. The Christian church, the early Christian church, was trying to tell us down through the ages and anyone that, hey, this is for real, folks. Jesus really did rise from the dead himself, his whole self. The prominent and predominant, I should say, thought that was floating through the Roman Empire at that time really was an ancient Greek thought that there's this deep separation between body and spirit. We don't have that in our scriptures. People think it's there, it's not. We are a complete whole being, body, soul, spirit. It's all one. When God breathed into that pile of clay that he had kind of slopped together there on the ground at creation, he breathed into Adam, his spirit. And it says he became a living nephesh. You're going to see that word a lot, nephesh. It's the Hebrew word for a breathing, living soul. Everything. I mean, it's fully alive. That's what Jesus was, fully alive. That's what we will be, fully alive. Now, then you get in a whole bunch of crazy stuff that comes down through the ages, like some of the early church fathers got into arguments. Well, let's just say very heated theological discussions over what age would we be when we get to heaven, when we're resurrected. So if you're a young baby and you die, do you suddenly get zoomed up to like an early adulthood type of thing? If you're old and decrepit and in a bed, do you just get resurrected and you're still in a bed, or do you go back in time? They kind of compromised. It was about age 30. Yep, that's what we'll be, all about age 30. Who knows? Who cares? It's a whole new reality. But it is us. That's the important thing. It is us. Now, where does all that resurrection talk come into play when we get to the letters to 1 John? Well, the Christian church, the early Christian church, they're still just called Jesus followers. Actually, they're called not Jesus followers so much as followers of the way. Followers of the way. This is a way of life. And Jesus said, I am the way as well. So followers of the way. They were starting to bring into their faith some of these Greek thoughts and this split dichotomy between fleshy body, what we have here on earth, and spiritual body. And in the Greek thought, the spiritual body is the only thing that counted. The fleshy body, that's going to go away. Nah, it doesn't matter. Just your spirit. Now, where that causes a problem is this. Even in the the ranks of those who believe that, and that's Gnosticism, all right? That is, and you spell that Gnosticism, okay? Gnosticism, all right. They're Gnostics. And where that comes into play for us is they also believe that Jesus really wasn't a physical being. He was just spiritual all along. He seemed to be physical, but he was really just like a ghost who lived among us. Nah, that's a ancient heresy called Docetism. Yeah, you don't need to remember all that stuff. We'll get into it too a little bit later when we get into some of the other readings. But this is the important thing. With the Gnostics, there were two separate groups of Gnostics that believed a little bit differently. The first believed that anything that was associated with your physical body, who gives a rip? Who cares? Just do whatever you want. Eat, drink, and be merry. That's going to be sloughed off. You just have to reach spiritual perfection. So you just didn't mess with it. Now, there were others, on the other hand, who said, hey, by just giving into that, you're going to destroy your spiritual being. So they were very, very put off. It's like you didn't even go near that. You didn't have wild sex parties, which was going on in the Roman Empire. You didn't drink. You took care of yourself, and you tried to stay as clean as you could, because that did make a difference in your spiritual life. So you had it going both ways. And what our letters, especially we'll get into it in the letter of John, they kind of zero in on, and we're going to see that in the next couple of weeks, that it is important, since our bodies are important, since all of God's creation is important, since your whole nephesh, your whole body is one complete whole, you got to take care of it. And you've got to take care of others as well. Other people matter. Everybody matters. I mean, come on. Black lives, Asian lives, white lives. We all are God's children. And just as a little thing I like to throw in there, when you hear Black Lives Matter or Asian Lives Matter, it's not that we're trying to put them above anyone else. It's that for so long, it's been just the opposite. They don't matter. And we need to take this whole movement seriously and look at it through the eyes of love. That's what the letter of 1 John is going to be saying. God is love. God is love. And that's how we need to look at the world, because we are God's children. We are children of love. All right, well, keep an open mind and an open heart when you read these things. They may be hundreds and even thousands of years old, these letters, the works that we read from the Old Testament and even from the New. The thing is, they make a big difference in the way you and I see those around us and the way we live out our daily lives. Very, very important stuff. God's blessings be with you. It's a kind of a gray, damp day, but look at the green that's starting to surround me. All the green leaves starting to pop out. It is just awesome. Blessings be with you.